Habituation. Everybody seems to be talking about it, but what does it really mean, and can it really help our tinnitus? Well, let me give you an example. Imagine walking into a kitchen with the fridge humming loudly. At first, you hear it loud and clear. But minutes later, you completely forgotten it's there. You don't even notice the sound, even though you know that it's there. That's your brain's built-in ability to habituate, to filter out sounds or other signals that are unimportant. Now, imagine if your brain could do the same thing with tinnitus. To filter out the sound of tinnitus, so you won't even notice that it's there. That's exactly what tinnitus habituation is all about. And today, I'll show you how it works and the science behind it. My name is Per Moneo. I'm a sound engineer, composer, musician and sound artist. And together with my wife and business partner, Irene Moneo, we run a small family business where we compose and produce music and also coach people in the music industry struggling with hearing issues. We run this channel, Navigate Tinnitus, where we share our best tips on how to navigate tinnitus and hearing loss as sound engineers and musicians, so that you can keep working with music and sound even when tinnitus or hearing loss strikes. But what does tinnitus habituation really means? Tinnitus habituation is a process where your brain stops reacting to the sound of tinnitus. The sound might still be there, but it becomes meaningless background noise that your brain will ignore. This is possible because of neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to rewire itself based on experience. It's like the feeling of your clothes against the skin. At first, you can sense it, but within moments, your brain tunes it out completely. Neuroplasticity itself is a science so fascinating on its own and something we are going to dive deeper into in future videos. In short, neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to rewire itself, and in the context of tinnitus, it means the brain can learn to reduce its focus on the sound and change how it's perceived over time. There are good reasons why tinnitus feels so overwhelming at first. When tinnitus appears, your amygdala, the brain's alarm center, interprets it as a possible threat, that you're in danger. This triggers the fight or flight system. Heart rate rises, muscle tense, breathing changes. And the more emotional weight you give the sound, the more your reticular activating system, RAS, pushes it into your conscious awareness. That's why tinnitus often gets louder the more you focus on it. The reticular activating system, RAS, is a network of nerves located in the brainstem that acts as a filter, removing unimportant information so that only what truly matters reaches your awareness. It builds this filter based on what you focus on, scanning incoming data and passing along only what's relevant to you, all without you even realizing it. In other words, your RAS normally programs itself to support your goals without any effort from you. A remarkable feature, but with tinnitus, it can misinterpret the sound as a threat, causing the system to focus on it in the wrong way. Quote, "The biggest mistake is to make tinnitus patients believe there is nothing we can do." End of quote. Said Dr. Pavel J. Yestrebov, father and creator of the tinnitus retraining therapy, often shortened to TRT. Dr. Pavel G. Yestrebov, who pioneered tinnitus retraining therapy, shows that tinnitus is a process in multiple systems of the brain. The first thing that happens is the auditory system. It detects the signal of tinnitus. The second thing, it reaches the limbic system of the brain, which assigns emotional meaning like fear, frustration, or neutrality to it. The third thing that happens, it goes to the automatic nervous system that activates stress response if needed. Habituation happens when the limbic system stops flagging the sound as important and the RAS filters it out in the ignore category. So basically that means that if we are able to learn our brains to react differently to the sound of tinnitus, it will change how we perceive the sound. Or like in many cases, don't hear the sound at all. And we do that by changing how the limbic system of our brain are interpreting the sound itself. That means that the sound of tinnitus might still be there, but we don't even notice it anymore. It's so unbelievable how amazing our brain actually are, and that we actually have control to change its behavior if we think it's not working in our favor. Isn't that amazing? And when habituation starts working, it usually goes through 4 stages. The first stage, constant awareness. Sound is intrusive, anxiety is high, you hear your tinnitus all of the time and it affects big part of your daily life. When you overcome the first stage and move to the second stage, that is intermittent breaks, then you get short moments where you forget that you're having tinnitus. These are early signs that the brain is learning. And when you go to stage 3, minimal awareness, the sound of tinnitus are only noticed in silence or when you listen for it. And if you manage to go to stage 4, effortless habituation, then you can still hear it if you focus, but it has 0 emotional impact on you. You simply don't care about it anymore. And this is of course where you want to go, to stage 4, so that you don't even care about it, even if it's still there. For many people, that means that they don't hear the sound anymore, since they never think about it. So how do we accomplish this? There are 5 proven ways to support habituation. The first, stress reduction. Mindfulness, progressive muscle relaxation and controlled breathing calm the nervous system, which helps habituation. 2. Education. Understanding that tinnitus is not a sign of worsening damage of your hearing reduces fear, which speeds habituation. So watching videos in this channel as you are doing right now is a great step. And if you haven't already, this is a good time to hit that subscribe button. Okay. Number 3. Cognitive Behavioral Therapy, CBT. CBT helped reframe negative thoughts about tinnitus and has strong evidence for reducing distress. And I personally have such a great experience of CBT methods for tinnitus. They made all the difference in the world to me. And these methods will be the basic foundations in the online program for tinnitus that me and Irene are working on at the moment. Or if you watch this in the future, it's already out there, so keep an eye on this channel. Number 4, sound enrichment. Soft background sounds from nature, everyday life, or even recorded sounds can reduce contrast between tinnitus and silence. This is part where you need to experiment to find the sounds that works for you. Number 5, stay engaged in life. Brain attention is a limited resource. The more you fill it with meaningful activities, the less room tinnitus has. And there is also an emotional side of tinnitus habituation. In the beginning, tinnitus may trigger panic, grief, or anger. That's normal. You lost something precious, silence. But habituation changes your emotional connection to the sound. You move from, I can't live like this, to, it's just another part of my environment. And for some, it becomes a teacher, a reminder to better protect your hearing from now on. Slow down in life to create a more stress-less life and appreciate moments of peace. Tinnitus habituation is not a quick fix, but it's a real, well-documented process that can change your life. The sound may still be there, but it doesn't have to control your thoughts, mood, or future. If you're in the early stage right now, remember, your brain is built to adapt. I hope that this gave you a better insight to what habituation really means. And it's the most powerful methods we can use to navigate tinnitus. But to make it happen, take some effort, practice, and belief in the process. And we are going to keep making videos like this, so I am truly grateful you watched so far. It's a pleasure having you here, even if the topic might not be the most fun, but at least it's so fascinating and we have so much we can do about it ourselves, and I want to share as much as I can on this topic. So for now, breathe, relax, and we'll see you in the next video. Ciao.